Lauren, I really should show you some of my latest work. I finally picked up mesh.
Bubble Pop is in the house.
You do. That was a delayed reaction there. I think we already said
And
that
offline.
about 5 minutes ago. Oh, look, Erica is here.
Erica
It's a
Badu.
lovely dress you're wearing, Erica. Oh, here comes Shauna. Here she is.
Hey,
Hi,
Okay.
Shauna.
Hello,
Can you hear
Shauna.
us?
Yeah. My
Okay.
AV growled without my permission. All right. So show starts in 3 minutes. What do you think about that? Remember when we used to pack them in here? Boy, the place was packed at the unbelievable. Let's see now.
Hey, Lauren, where's Jar now?
Can somebody send Lauren Artful a TP? I like it when they always ask me for a TP just before the show starts. Like, gee whiz.
I got nothing to do.
Mad when people do that.
Don't have
Look
a
for the crowd on Cookie.
All right, I'll TP her right to the
I
stage.
did
Why
it,
not?
I did, I did it.
You did? Oh, good. All right. So, it's summer. Then it'll be fall. Then it'll be winter. So, yep. So we got football going on.
Soccer.
Soccer. Football.
Don't say that at my place.
Oh, there's Lauren Artful. Hello, Lauren. All right.
Venue
News
tip.
Go Tune. How are you? What?
Venue. Somebody was asking about tips. Venue tips are.
Yeah,
On
if you want
the
to tip, help
audio-
yourself. They're
House-
they're right in the box over there to the left
Yes.
of the stage. Just put your hand in there. Yeah, put in 10 lindens, you'll get back 1. Go on. That's our new way of tipping.
Oh, I was asking because I tipped it and I thought that was your tip jar, Lauren, but it's the
No,
venue tip jar.
I don't have a tip jar.
Lauren,
No, it's
Lauren
for the,
does
all the
not.
tips for the venue.
Lauren
All
is
tips.
rich.
Yeah.
We won't tell you how she got that way.
Yeah.
We're too polite.
Don't say free. Think you say reasonable, okay?
All right.
Reasonable.
Oh God, don't you love? I loved my daughter growing up. She goes, "It's not fair. It's not fair." Now I just send her pictures of Al Qaeda. I go, "Hey, how do you like this for being fair?"
Oh.
Financing available for tips. That's what we should have. Oh, we're down to the last minute, girls and boys. Here we go. Rock and roll. It's getting that time. All right, refresh the list. Oh, we still have those still going out to those people. Yep, and there it is. It is time for the show to go on. Yep. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday. Yep. Don't cam behind me. You know, this dress was on sale. Just a piece of fabric was missing, so I bought it. Oh, somebody looked. Don't you love when they have those things where you can see if somebody's looking at you or whatever? By the way, you know what I don't get about this whole terrorism stuff and everything else? Okay, this is what I don't get. I'm sitting in my home. I half the time I can't even get mobile reception, okay? But all these terrorists can upload an entire half-hour video file while they're doing it instantaneously to Facebook, Twitter, and Yahoo, whatever. I mean, how is that possible? I mean,
From inside a fucking cave in Afghanistan.
yeah. Tell me, how's that possible? I mean, come on, these guys are unbelievable. So I really thought it'd be kind
That's
of
'cause
fun
they're
in
on a
Second Life. Maybe you guys could
downstage
get
in
together.
Burbank.
The girls, wouldn't you love the guys to put on a play? The full Monty, wouldn't that be great in Second Life?
Yeah.
I'm in.
You're in? What are you going to do? Are you going to be one of the guys or going to be one of the girls?
Oh, cat boy.
Cat boy.
Boy, I'm looking guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Boy in the dress.
Yeah, and you know the Paralympics, you know, thank God, you know, they don't have terrorist attacks because none of those people could afford to lose another limb. No, that's terrible.
Oh.
Hey,
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Yes.
Let me just say about that as a person who's handicapped, I haven't
Oh.
actually lost. I haven't actually lost a limb. What that actually means is that we just get away with more crap than you do. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
I tell
you're
you, I'm
handicapped?
old enough to remember when you saw a bag left on the subway, you'd take it home and open it up and hope you won something.
Yes,
Uh,
that was then.
yeah, exactly. Do you remember those days? Yeah.
You'll win something, like an explosion.
Yeah. And so there we go with the ISIS. And by the way, Saturday from 1 to 3, artwork and big party. Haley will type it in there for you so you know what's going on. Okay. And,
Yeah, hold your breath for me typing.
yeah, exactly. Also, we'll be holding the annual Second Life Spelling Bee. Yeah, that's coming up September 12th. You don't want to miss that.
Nice. Nice.
That will be held in Taiwanese, right?
Exactly.
Your word is subliminal.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And yeah, I was looking at that Star Trek movie should come out just about before I die, right? I mean, God. That's another one. Yeah. I'll tell you, I don't have anything prepared tonight. Thank God we have all these other comedians because I haven't prepared a damn thing here. I've just been having sex instead, so that's made up for it.
Well, that's funny enough.
44 Sunni prisoners were killed. Mm-hmm. Yep. They were killed by the food they were being served. God.
Where am I?
I mean, I just can't believe it. Jordan's got like millions of people living there that don't even belong there. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if the entire country of Mexico just all of a sudden came to America in the same one day, said, well, we're here. Oh, that's already happened. Excuse me.
Yeah.
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 They're in D.C. on every street corner.
They're in
Yeah.
Texas, too.
New York is straining to accommodate the surge of child migrants that Woody Allen has brought in.
I'm a child of immigrants. Come on, yeah. I'm first generation American.
Notice we don't care what's going on in the Ukraine anymore. That's what's great about all these wars around the world. If you can't be paying attention to all of them. Exactly. Yep. Oh, look at this. Doomsday predictions give way to smaller hiccups. This is in the news. It seems that this whole problem that was going to be down in Brazil, it's not a real big issue. Yep. Yeah, apparently they only have had little hiccups. They always tell you it's going to be, it's never going to work. It's this, that. I just want one time that, the whole thing really just collapses so we can say, okay, we told you so, just once. Yeah. So anyhow, what else? Oh, we got Sarah Marie is singing tonight. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Facebook has updated their security. Yeah, whatever that means, right? I just love these guys.
Here for them.
We've
to give
updated
up
our.
their-
Right.
Can I say?
We've already given out all your information to everybody, so we have no reason to give it out anymore.
Yeah.
Yep. Apparently, the NSA. Yeah, they're going to be replaced by Google. They've been doing a better job. Yeah. And I just love all this. I mean, it's great. I'm glad I'm not living over there in Iraq. Can you imagine what a mess? I just say, if they get rid of all the Sunnis and the Shiites kill each other, they'll only be left with Jews, which is fine by me.
You just remember the right tribe, right?
Yeah, but then there's no one left to sue, so what the hell are you going to do?
We'll sue each other. Don't worry.
What?
We'll sue each other.
I said you kill each other off, there's nobody there to sue. What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
Explorer said they'll sue each other.
We'll just
Right.
sue each other.
Yeah. I mean, what do terrorists do when they're feeding their children? They certainly can't put some food on the spoon and go, all right, open up, make it like a plane. You can't do that.
Oh,
Oh man.
That's not going to work at all, right? That's pretty sad, isn't it?
No.
Yeah. And, you know, and tweeting. You know, now I guess they could tweet on the plane. Can you imagine? Get a tweet on the plane. Hi, I'm a terrorist in row 7B. Yeah. I get it. I tell you. All we really have to do with a few of them, we want to scare them, just show them what's going on at everybody's house about 9 p.m. at night, man. Just go around the suburbs and show what's happening in these houses. They would never mess with us, right?
Second Life.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly. So anyhow, we got a lot of comedians and no jokes tonight, which is going to be really great.
Is that a Polish joke? No, sorry.
Is that a Polish joke? Oh, yes. I always had problems with Polish and Polish. I could never get the two of them together right. I mean, you know, I mean, what other word in language, if you capitalize the first letter, means something completely different? Anybody? Anybody? Because you're not going to find it. That's the only word in the English language that when you capitalize it means something totally different. Right? So anyhow. Geo is filming this, by the way. Yep. So for any of you that are currently on disability, we're all fucking yeah.
It's all right, Cat will just out you anyhow.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We'll just send it to anyone's parole officer as well, right?
No, you can't do Pole and Pole because that's the same as Polish, you know? They're doing the same thing. You're just repeating. You can't do that.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, yep. And I guess this Game of Thrones is a big deal, isn't it?
Oh,
It's
that's
fantastic.
awesome. Yes.
Yeah. Keeps everybody from looking at what they're worth on their bank account.
That's a good way to put it.
Yep. And, yeah. By the way, I hear Google Earth is changing their rules. They're going to charge you now if you want to go around the world and look at things. I'm still kind of worried because, you know, you ever use Google Maps or something and you can then go to the satellite and you can see the streets and all the rest of it? I mean, that's a hell of a job to have taken a picture of everything on the planet Earth, don't you think? I mean, if any of us would do it, you know what would happen? We'd be in jail for being peeping Toms. They're the biggest peeping Tom of them all, right?
Yes, totally.
Prudence.
By the way, O.J. Simpson's Bronco is coming up for sale. If anybody needs a quick getaway.
Just as the anniversary, I think. It's
Right,
like
today's
in
40
storage
years.
for 10
Yeah.
years or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I think they're going to use it to look for Nicole's real killer. Yeah. And anyhow, it's an interesting life. Well, let's bring up the first real comedian since we haven't done anything worth a darn yet.
Okay, who's
Bubble
up?
Pop, you going to do something tonight or not?
Hey,
Are you up for
Bubble.
some stuff tonight, Bubbles?
Hey, please do something.
Is Bubble Pop still here? Did he come and he left? That was the best joke ever, Bubble Pops. That was it. We really liked that one. Bubble, you're over there. Come on over here. You're not doing anything? Are you playing Not Happening? Bubble? All right. Well, that's
He's playing hard to res.
Hard to res.
Kind of like nice to tweet you.
Yeah.
Right?
He does
Yeah,
not
and-
have voice.
And the Nest, I don't know if you know the Nest. It's like that thermostat that knows when you want it hot or cold or whatever. And then they came out with the smoke detector. You guys familiar with that product?
Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah,
great
they're coming
product.
out with a new one, the Nest burglar alarm. What happens is it quietly tells you somebody's in your house. If you wave your hand, they will not go away. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's bring up Doc Run. Come on, Doc.
Woo! Bring on the dog.
Doc
All
Run.
right.
Doc. Yeah, let's get some real comedy going.
Thank you, folks. I'm going to pull a Lauren on you. I don't have much tonight, but I have a reason, okay? I'm I'm moving out of my apartment, okay, and it's T-minus 2 weeks and counting, and I've already got most of the stuff home, but we're having some acclimation problems. My Roomba is going into depression, okay, because you see, my house is in Maryland, or my apartment's in Maryland, which is south of the Mason-Dixon line, and my house is in Pennsylvania, which is north of the Mason-Dixon line. So my Roomba that I bought for my mother-in-law who passed away is now calling my Roomba a cheap trailer trash picker-upper, and it's going into a depression. So I have to sprinkle sugar on the ground for my Roomba to pick it up to put it into a good mood. Okay. And I other than that, I don't have a lot of stuff, but luckily thanks to Disney, Star Wars forever, folks. Last week I did a Star Wars. Last week I did a Star Wars.
Do it again.
Actually,
Do it again,
no,
please. We love it.
that was episode 7. Tonight we have episode 8.
Oh.
Star Wars episode 8. Attack of the Hemorrhoids. In this episode, we find Luke and the spirit of Obi-Wan discussing Princess Leia. Luke, you will go to the Dagobah system. Dagobah system? Yes. Your sister is out of alcohol again. You will learn how to make Dagobah wine from Yoda, the Jedi brewmaster who once taught me. He's too old. Impatient he is. He will learn patience. No, I mean really he too old. Is what, 63? He will forget half of what I teach him. Fuck the what? Was I any different when you first taught me? You didn't drink all you made. Started in Bridge Over River Kwai you did. Luke does now voice of Joker in Batman cartoon. No big fucking deal. It's no Jedi. I will learn to brew Yoda. Better you had. What wakes up your sister more booze will need she. Bitch, when sober she is. Luke, did you find your lightsaber yet? Yeah, Ben. R2 has it strapped onto himself. He says he and I Can't P3O need it for something. Unnatural, that sounds. Saw I Can't 3PO in Droid Bar last night. Dressed in drag he was. Trouble with new marriage there is. Those aren't the droids he's looking for. Move along. Move along. Well, okay, if I'm going to go to Dagobah, I have to load my ship. Let's see. Geritol, Ginkgo Biloba, and Depends. Yep, I'm ready to go. Diapers, Luke? Where did you get them? From me. Yes, and thanks, Father. Darth, what are you doing with diapers? You're more machine now than man. Obi-Wan, my digestive system still works. Where do you think all that shit goes, Obi-Wan? Did you ever see any toilets on the Death Star? Once I had to go in a maintenance shaft. Let me tell you, it stunk up half the ship. Was glad I had my own oxygen supply, let me tell you that. I think that's quite enough, Darth. Okay, I'm off to Dagobah. I'm gonna get in my ship now. Damn! Dead battery again. I need a fucking jump start. Here, son. Zip. Jumper in here. Oh, Father, what a big turbo shaft you have. Your mother thought the same thing, my son.
Oh.
Tune in next time for Star Wars Episode 9, Return of the Jesuit.
Jesuit.
Ho, ho, ho. Sumbiwan Toliman La Solo. Ho, 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 ho. Which translated means, never masturbate in a garbage disposal. So, okay, that is about all I have except for this week's installment, thanks to all of our late-night comedy people, of the lightning round. And then we'll get on to somebody
Yeah.
who's really funny. Okay, here we go. The campaign manager who helped unseat House Majority Leader Eric Cantor last night is a 23-year-old man who interviewed for a job at Panera Bread. Said Cantor, is that position still available? For the second day in a row, President Obama made an unscheduled trip out of the White House, this time for a burger at a nearby restaurant. Obama wants to be out of the White House more than Hillary wants to be in it. Well, not quite. Although Hillary said she may not run for president because she loves having time to hang out with her friends. Thankfully for her, most of her friends live in Iowa, New Hampshire, Ohio, Florida, and the great state of Pennsylvania. A Tea Party candidate won Virginia's Republican primary, mostly on his anti-immigration stance. His first plan is to change the state slogan from Virginia is for lovers to Virginia is for lovers who habla inglés. President Obama surprised tourists by walking to a Starbucks near the White House. Even more surprising, he traded 5 Taliban members for a grande soy latte. President Obama's daughter, Sasha, turned 13 years old today. That means now he has 2 teenage girls. But thanks to Congress, he's used to people ignoring him. Here's one for you. Lawmakers in Jamaica are now considering a bill that would legalize marijuana. Let me repeat that, folks. Lawmakers in Jamaica are considering a bill to legalize marijuana. In related news, lawmakers in Italy are considering a bill to legalize spaghetti, and lawmakers in Ireland are considering a bill to legalize whiskey. In her new memoir, Hillary Clinton said the Obama campaign wanted her to attack Sarah Palin. So did her husband Bill, but only because he loves a good catfight. President Obama went for a walk and ended up at a Starbucks. If this guy can afford coffee at Starbucks, the economy must be improving. He was sitting there having his coffee with his laptop open, arranging his deal for Taliban prisoners. And he was drinking his favorite coffee, the Kenyan Socialist. President Obama faced some criticism for chewing gum during a D-Day ceremony. He said, sorry, but if I don't get my Nicorette, there's going to be another war on this beach. This week, Hillary launches a tour of her new book. When he heard, Bill Clinton said, I'm so proud of her, and what day exactly is she leaving? In an interview, she said that she and her husband were dead broke when they left the White House. Hillary said things were so bad, the 2 of them needed to share a bedroom. That's bad. Hillary has a new book out on her experiences as Secretary of State. Instead of a book jacket, her book is wearing a pantsuit. Vladimir Putin's personal envoy said that allowing Finland to join NATO could lead to World War III. Yes, if there's one country that's definitely going to start World War III, it's Finland. On Friday, the CIA launched its official Twitter account, which means that you could receive this terrifying email. The CIA is now following you. We don't trade terrorists for hostages. We trade arms for hostages. But there are, of course, aspects of this story that are actually controversial. Like this guy may very well have been a deserter, which is not good. You just can't pick up and leave in the middle of a job. You're part of a military unit, not the governor of Alaska. Sarah Palin, she was all over this story, attacking this Bo Bergendahl guy because, she found out through reports, really don't know this. He has trouble now speaking English. Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Of course he has trouble speaking English. He was 5 years around nobody who speaks English. Sarah, what's your excuse? I mean, come on, cut this guy some slack. When you spend 5 years in captivity, it can make a man do crazy things, like when McCain picks you as his running mate. Whatever happened over in Afghanistan, we're not really going to find out for a while. He'll spend weeks, they say, recovering, and then months until he can get an appointment at the VA. The other controversial aspect of this, and it is controversial, is that Obama did kind of do it illegally. You're supposed to give Congress 30 days notice. But the administration says their excuse is that for Bergendahl's life was an immediate danger, and that's just because the Taliban was driving a GM truck. President Obama said the United States never leaves soldiers behind. That's because we never leave. And this Bergendahl guy was in Taliban prison for 5 years. He's now recovering in a hospital in Germany. He's in Germany because he couldn't get into the VA hospital until 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all you get tonight. Have a good evening.
Oh, bravo. We love you. We love you, Doc. Yeah.
All right, Doc.
That's
Way to go,
fantastic.
Doc.
Thank you.
And there's some great news. How many of you heard about Starbucks is They're all their employees. They're offering them a college education. Yes,
I think
at the
that's
University
nice.
of Phoenix. No, I don't think that's where it is. But yeah, so they're going to give them a college education. How many of them you think are going to stay working at Starbucks after they get that education? And I like this.
Lots of them. Lots
Yeah,
of them.
Lots of them, because there won't be any other job to get, right? But
No
AT&T
job.
and Udacity, okay? I don't know if you know, Udacity is the education company founded by Stanford professor and former Google engineering whiz Sebastian Thrun. They have announced together, AT&T and Udacity, something called the Nano Degree. Don't you love this? For $200 a month, it's intended to teach anyone with a mastery of high school math the kind of basic programming skill needed to qualify for an entry-level position at AT&T and to be laid off 7 months thereafter. You gotta love it, right?
Don't
Yeah.
become a programmer.
Yeah, I mean, you got to wonder about all that, right? Yeah. I got to tell you something. Second Life is interesting. It's just like First Life. I found out, you can click on decline, discard, and delete. That's a lot like dating. First you say no, then you go out and you discard them, and then you just want to delete them, right? Right? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Linden Labs is announcing the new Viewer 1.23. Yeah, we're going back to the original. We can't afford any of these servers. Yeah. And I hear they're going to merge with Blue Mars. Remember that? We were all so excited
Oh,
about Blue
God,
Mars. That was it.
yes.
No. Yeah.
The New York name that went away in a second, right?
Yeah. I think my avatar in Blue Mars is having sex with somebody over there right now. I wonder if they shut it off. Does it go off, or do they continue on? That's a question for Sartre or Descartes or somebody. I don't know. Who is that? If I am,
Existentialist
therefore I
Sartre.
am, or whatever it is. That's Descartes, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And the Destination Guide. I was shocked. The Destination Guide today said, by the way, there are hundreds and hundreds of musical events right now in Second Life. So I clicked on their link. There was only 2. I mean, come on, guys, please. Yeah,
Embellishing the truth. There you go.
yeah. Yep, and there's a new web-based viewer. You know that, of course. Yep.
SL Go. SL Go.
Yeah. Microsoft worked on it, so you don't have to worry about it working at all.
Yeah, that's a fact.
SL No Go.
It'll be
Yeah,
updated
right.
every Wednesday.
Yeah, and apparently I found a place here in Second Life that sells robots that'll have sex with you regardless of whether you're human or furry. I just started
No, that's
laughing
fine.
so hard. What?
It's a
Are you back,
cat?
Catboy?
I'm back. Yeah, I do it.
Yeah. How are the cats?
They're soaked little drowned little rats, but they're okay.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, we-
So that's it. And then I went to Luskwood. You know Luskwood, right? Since 2003, the longest running community in Avatar creators. Apparently, there are 2 furries been doing it since 03. They haven't gotten off that spot there.
Somebody pour water on them.
And I really liked it. It was unbelievable. I went over there. What do you think the music was they were playing? Right. Beach Boys.
Muscat
Right?
No,
love.
frog and
Good
frog and
vibrations.
J Cat. Frog and Great Cat.
What does the
Mus-
fox say?
Muskrat love.
So now I haven't seen any residents lately. What happened? Did they let everybody change their name? Is that
Yes.
because I haven't run into any
Yes.
residents lately, or did they just
Just
all
a lot
leave?
of just a lot of one name people like Cher, Sting.
Yeah, I hear Sonny and John Denver are waiting for Cher. Yep. If you search for a doctor here in Second Life, you can find Jacqueline's sculpted body parts. That's really great. Okay. Yep. And everybody having fun. Come on. This is Tuesday. This is when we just have fun and you guys can chat away and do whatever because we really don't have a show. This is the show that doesn't pretend to be a show. What about that? Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. One of my favorite viewers, you may have remembered Viewer 2. How many of you remember Viewer 2 when you came in, you were wearing clothes that you hadn't put on? Now, I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah.
What was going on with those Lindens? You know, do you think they sort of
I felt like a
I had a
hobo. I had like
feeling-
5 outfits on top of each other, you know?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing with View It 2 was we always came in as ghosts. Remember that? We always came in as smoke.
Casper.
Just
yeah,
keep
I remember
taking it
coming in
off,
as
taking
Casper.
it off,
The
taking
friendly
it off.
ghost.
We couldn't figure it out. We all had to figure out how to keep rebaking ourselves, and it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I had see there's a big sign over at Linden Labs where they're all working out up there for them to motivate them. It says, "How can we fuck this up?" And
It was very easy.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think it'd be great. I would love to be in charge of Linden Labs. It'd be great, you could do all sorts of things. Have everybody come in, and a whole bunch of people didn't know it, and they come in and they're pregnant. Their avatars are pregnant, and they can't change the shape. That would be great, right? Right. Yeah. How about somebody reses into Second Life? They go over to their Second Life house, and they got like 15 little Linden babies running around, screaming and yelling at. That would be good. Anybody remember there used to be a baby shooter? You could shoot babies out of a gun into the sky. And
Some men do
the
that.
guns used to go up higher than you could find them. Whoever made the gun shot them up like thousands and thousands of meters up, so you couldn't really do. You had to just close everything
remember
down.
when Bush was anyone?
Yeah. Yeah.
Push
Or
anyone,
remember when
so-
you could? Yeah, that was fun. When you could also shoot somebody into the next sim. Yeah, those days are gone. When you first came into Second Life back in those days, you had to have a gun. Do you remember that? Everybody was walking around with guns. Yeah. Maybe
Or
things will improve.
cages.
In cages. There is hope for a wreck. Yeah. How about a Second Life had a social algorithm? Imagine that. That would be great. Yeah. I can't wait. I really thought they were going to do this. We'd be coming in here in Second Life and there'd be ads, like drink Coca-Cola, right? Coming across your screen while you were chatting with somebody. And I wonder how it happened to the guy that used to take Linden's to deliver pizza to you. How many of you remember that guy? There was a guy in Second Life. You could order a pizza in Second Life, and a pizza would come to you in First Life. Right. And then you'd get up and go to the door. First of all, you did, fortunately you paid for the Linden's, so you didn't have to give them any money. But the problem was you didn't realize you were naked when you went to the door, because who gets dressed on that show? Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Any of you ever try eHarmony out? Anybody ever do that? Anybody try eHarmony? Try to get a date in First Life? I mean, dating in First Life was, what?
Oh, I
You
tried
tried
Plenty
it?
of Fish. Yeah.
Plenty of Fish, yeah. You tried that, yeah?
Plenty of
dating in First
fish.
Life, yes.
Got a fish.
What?
POF. It's free.
Yeah, plenty of fish,
Not
yeah.
cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't bring enough worms, did you?
No. I tried the seniors version of Plenty of Fish. It said not much fish left.
Or smells like fish.
eHarmony, I thought to myself, God, I haven't been harmonious with anybody. How good has been this stupid thing? Ridiculous. I'm not looking to be harmonious. I just want some sex and go to sleep. That's it. Come on. Can we start a dating site like that? But dating was very hard in First Life because, there was always somebody you'd go out with them and then they say, well, what's your passion? And you go, Second Life. What's that? Oh, it's a virtual reality game I play all the time and I like to go in and my name is Catboy in there and I wear a dress and, gee, can we go out next week again? No, not exactly.
Hey, it worked for you.
Yeah. How many of you guys who go into a store in First Life, you walk in to get something like a dress, Catboy, do you stick your arms out and go into appearance?
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder if God ever deletes anything. Does God ever say, oh, fuck this, man, I'm deleting that? Maybe that's what death is. God goes, up, that's it. That avatar's finished. Let's delete him.
He'll show up in In-World.
Yeah.
So I have all these passwords. Have you guys have lots of passwords for all the different things and you've come up with some clever stunt? I actually thought that Crap had the best idea of all. Crap actually created an entire fictitious family, cat, dog, car, and everything. So when he does anything and they ask him for things, he fills in data that has nothing to do with his real life at all. And he remembers it because he's created this imaginary family. And that's why we don't see him anymore, because he's now living in this imaginary family.
That sounds like crap.
Those of us sitting right here say.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah.
miss you, crap.
Yeah, we miss him. Yeah, right.
I see him on Twitter, actually. He favored one of my tweets today.
Is that right?
Yep.
Boy, Asperger's hasn't been the same since he's gone. Sorry. No, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
How about the suicide hotline in Second Life? Anybody ever use that? Yeah,
I didn't even know it existed. That's a real thing.
it exists. Look it up. It's there.
Oh my God.
Actually, if you IM them, this is great, okay? If you IM them and they're not around and they come back with a, I'm busy, but if you leave a message, I'll get back to you as soon as possible, which is not the answer you want if you're thinking of suicide.
Put you on hold, you have to listen to Van Halen jump.
Yeah. Here are some games that you may or may not remember. Do you remember a game called Active Worlds, right? Yeah, these are massive multiplayer online social games that existed way back when. Let's see if you remember this one. Anybody remember Club Penguin?
Never heard of it, never thought.
How about Ego? Anybody remember that? Free Realms. Oh,
Yes.
here's one for you, Dr. Fran. Yeah, Furcadia. That's where the goats go. Furcadia.
Hey, anyone go there? It's like a cheap knockoff. It's an anime knockoff of SL.
Is that Gaia Online? That was one.
Yep,
See?
I'm still got one there.
Okay, how do you do it? Are you like twins, or are there triplets of you, Catboy, or something?
Yeah, but
You know,
but
if
my
I ever need
avatar's
to call a
cat.
friend for an answer, I'm going to use you. What?
Okay.
Yeah. There was Habbo. Does anybody remember there was Habbo?
Habbo Hotel.
I used
Yeah.
that when I was like 14.
When you were 14? What was that, like last week? No, I'm joking. Come on, this is a comedy show.
That was Second Life weeks. That's like a year and a half for everybody else.
Yeah, right. How about Nicktropolis? There was a Nicktropolis. Do you remember that one? Here's one. See if you can figure out what this one was all about. It was called Red Light Center. Anybody can guess that one?
Second Life, but with a red light district. It's full of prostitutes.
Yeah. Oh, you know. See? He knows. He knows these things.
Okay.
And who's playing The Sims Online? You know, there's somebody still playing that, right? Yeah. Yeah, they got 3 million players. They all live in Iceland. Then there was Toontown Online. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Virtual World of Kenya.
Oh, boy.
Kaniva. Yeah. I love when my son came in and took a look at me one time, and he looks at me, and I, in my voice in Second Life, looked at him back in First Life and said, "Luke, I am your father." Scared the shit out of him. He finally moved out after that. Don't you like the monthly when you find out that you still paid your bill in Second Life, right? It goes through some British company. Is that yours, by the way, White Queen, the British company that Second Life clears through?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My Visa card has in it that, you know, I have a $10,000 credit line or 500 Lindens, whichever I have left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyhow, yeah. I'll tell you one thing in First Life. There's a big problem in First Life. Just too many people in every sim, I'll tell you.
It's too much lag on the highways.
Yeah, and I really hate that the D-Res button doesn't work. I mean, God, I'm going to say, hey, God, did you ever see Second Life? You could have done something about this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I hit detach all in First Life, nobody cares. I always love this because everybody here gets a joke out of this. I've said it many times, but I just love that because of Second Life, you'll be looking at a web page and a picture in First Life at a web page, and you'll try to cam behind it.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
the whole
Oh,
time. So
yeah.
I just find it so.
time.
Isn't that just wild? I think that's great. By the way, just so you know, First Life runs on Windows Vista.
No.
Yeah, actually, Vista is short for Virtually Impossible System Technology Assimilator. That's what it sounds
Yeah.
like. You know?
I got that right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a Hamas viewer, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
So funny already.
I can't even give the next line on this.
Funny now.
It launches your laptop at your neighbor.
Thing.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't defrag the Catholic viewer, right? You know, unless you bring. Can you imagine bringing your viewer to, bringing your laptop to a priest in a confessional, say, "Bless me, Father, for I've sinned, and it's all on here."
Just email it to him.
Yeah. Let's bring up Catboy. Come on, Catboy. Come on over
Okay.
here. Yay, Catboy.
Okay.
Oh, yay! Catboy!
Yay, Catboy.
Catboy.
Hey,
I
did you
like
see,
your outfit,
notice
Catboy.
that they've managed to fix chat lag here and there. Great news for SL11B. Now our complaints are coming through twice as quickly.
Then he's forgiven. You can't make fun of people in a wheelchair. Relax.
Yeah.
But you can turn
Did
it
you
down.
Did anyone see on Fox News? I don't actually have a punchline for this, but this is something that's rather incredulous, and it was really dumb. It was on Fox News, and it said somebody collected all this footage of people who were pretending to be disabled at the FIFA World Cup, and what they did was they collected a bunch of footage of people
my
in
God.
wheelchairs who were standing when they were cheering, and then they had to receive. Someone had to correct them with something like 20,000 emails. Not every single person in a wheelchair is paralyzed from the waist down.
It's true.
I was in a wheelchair for 2 weeks because of a back injury. It was I had to go to a truckie convention in a wheelchair because I can't be on my feet for 8 hours, and the same thing's true for a lot of people going to that. But I just thought, geez, man, just people at Fox News. What you need to have like a 3rd grade education to qualify or something? What the hell's going on? I'm sorry if I sound a little cranky, but something really bad happened to me the other day that just... So it was one of those things. I smashed my favorite coffee pot. Smashed it. Bam. Is everyone still there, by the way? Noise just went
What'd
away.
you say? Oh, thank
No,
you.
we hear
That
you.
went away. Yeah.
Still hear you. Okay, it's just that
Okay.
there is a thunderstorm going on outside, so I could be cut off at any moment. God only knows.
Damn.
God only knows is right. If you got on it, it's God.
Bam! No. But yeah, it was my favorite coffee pot. It was a French press coffee pot. I've had it for years,
Oh, I
and it
just-
slid right off the tea tray and smashed on the floor. And I'm going, oh shit, right? So I'm one of those people where I refuse to be productive until I have coffee. I'm kind of like a 2-year-old whose blanket is in the dryer. It's like, oh, isn't you adorable? Screw you! I'm not gonna be adorable until I get my blanket back. Same way with coffee. But I had to go shopping for a new coffee pot, and I was not in the mood to make any compromises. I said, I'll pay $100 if I have to. Well, it's a good thing I had that much conviction, because the only one that was the proper price was the Bodum. Anyone know Bodum? It's a French
Yes.
name.
Yes.
Bodum. That was the only one I could find. Everything else was just a cheap plastic piece of crap, and I refused to drink out of that because plastic actually does change the taste of what you're drinking. I mean, you don't see people, drinking Grand Marnier out of a paper cup. That's the reason why it's a crystal goblet, right? And Starbucks had one. It was all metal, and I thought, I want to know how much is actually left in there when I buy mine. So that actually happened. So I bought the Bodum, which is like almost twice the size of my old French press, but it was the only one that I liked, and now I'm all full of coffee and okay. So I'm ready to get on with the news. It's the FIFA World Cup. I'm trying to remember, what is the team that is world famous for being a shameless bunch of floppers? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I forgot their name. They were playing today. And you remember? Floppers.
Who?
Floppers are the people that they pretend that they're injured just so that the other team gets a penalty.
Oh.
Anyone know who that is? Who's that team? I believe Germany beat them, actually. Whoever they were. Germany beat them 4-0.
4-0. Yeah, I think that might have been Poland.
Oh, okay.
Could have been France too, and then again, it could have been Austria and a few other places.
I am telling jokes about these people. I should have taken notes, but I was watching them play. Germany was just trouncing the hell out of them. And I honestly, the other team was trying to draw penalties, just so, I don't know if that serves an advantage somehow. But honestly, I haven't seen such a shameless bunch of floppers since the Miami Heat visited a mosh pit. I mean, if you're going to spend that much time on your back pretending that you're hurt, they should have let LeBron James play. There. Anyway, and some other things in the news, really unbelievable, horrible, terrible things in the news. There was did anyone hear about this? A 3-year-old child who is recovering from being mauled by a pit bull in the face was asked to leave a KFC because a customer. That's true. This is absolutely true. Because her face was frightening.
Terrible.
So who the hell was this that asked said, "I'm not buying any food here. I'm not kid here. Yeah, it's frightening." Well, they interviewed this lady who was complaining, and she was quoted as saying that she was like one of these really old-fashioned people. "I've always held to the belief that children should be seen and not heard." Except for that one. That kid's really creepy. Creeped me right.
She was a little innocent girl. That was terrible. I saw that. It was terrible.
It was just awful. Anyway, also in the news, George R.R. Martin, the big deal with Game of Thrones, he had a bit of a minor health scare this week. I heard he's fine. I don't know what it was. I think it was some sort of digestion problem, but that led to a lot of fear. The fans coming from the fans, because this book series doesn't seem to have an arc. Like, who the hell knows how long it's going to go? Nobody really has any idea, but maybe even Martin himself doesn't know. And people are worried that he might actually pass away right in the middle of writing a book before it's finished. I don't see why everyone should be so shocked about that. People die in the middle of Martin's books all the time.
And if he dies, someone else will pick up the.
Yeah. Okay, now somebody started a really interesting trend. It was on Twitter and Reddit and a few other places. And what it is, I'm going to read it out for you. Some of them are from other people. Some of them I made up myself. And this is a list of company slogans that would be disastrous if you mix them up with other companies. Like, I'll give you the first example. The Mercedes Smart Car. You could have had a V8.
Oh.
Had a V8. You gotta spend that much money on something. You could have had a V8, Okay, so here they are. List of disastrous slogans mixed up with other companies. Preparation H Hemorrhoidal Cream, the breakfast of champion. Well, does anyone remember this commercial from CNN? Smith & Wesson, applied directly to the forehead. Applied directly to the forehead. Remember that one? Okay. Wonder Bra, got milk? KY Jelly, kid tested, mother approved. Okay, the Microsoft East Indian Customer Service Helpline. What can Brown do for you? Oh, I love this one. This is my favorite.
Wow.
Pepto-Bismol. It's nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Hey, Applebee's! Clorox bleach, the thirst quencher. Okay, all brand cereal. I'd rather have a bowl of Cocoa Puffs. Does anyone remember that one? That was from way back in the 70s. It's too bad there isn't a popular slogan for driveway gravel. That's what I would have used on all brand. Here's one. Charmin, like a rock. That's the one I should have used on all brand. Roofies, strong enough for a man but made for a woman. Chiquita bananas is Tom Cruise joke. Trojan condoms. What's in your wallet? Xanax, because sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. I remember this one from the 80s. Enzyte male enhancement cream. Where's the beef? There it is right there. This one might be a little obscure. Chase Manhattan. Risk everything. Is it Vagisil? It's magically delicious. The Zambell Fireworks Company. Can you hear me now? Huh? X-Lax. This is my favorite one when I was a kid. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Jack Daniels. I've fallen and I can't get up. See if you can get this one from Disney. Verizon Wireless, the happiest place on earth. Fuck you, Verizon. No, here's one that's a little modified. Craigslist. Reach out and murder someone. Okay, now this last one I'm going to finish up with. This is an absolutely real slogan that actually did go with the company that it was meant for. And this is going to hurt a little. British Petroleum, bringing oil to American shores. There you go. That's all for tonight, everybody.
All right. Oh, let's give it up.
Good job.
Oh, thank you. And we are just 10 minutes away from fabulous Sarah Marie. Jay Wheels always gets us all together. How delightful every time. Hello, Ms. Mirza. Yeah, so since we're having so much fun, I thought we'd keep throwing a few Islamic jokes. Why not, right? What do you think, White Queen?
All right. Wait, who's going to
Well, I haven't had a jihad sworn out against
you.
me.
Ready? How do you
Go
tell
ahead.
a Sunni from a Shiite? The
No.
Sunnis are the ones with the Shiite blown out of them. No.
Oh man.
How does every Islamic joke start? By looking over your shoulder. What's the difference between a Muslim and a vampire? At some point, the vampire will stop being bloodthirsty. Dora the Exploder. A Muslim, a socialist, and a communist walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Oh, hello, Mr. President." No.
Great.
What do you call a Muslim shrink? A therapist. Yeah. What do Muslim men do during foreplay? Oh, you'll like this, Dr. Fran. Tickle the goat under their chin.
He
Oh wow.
just left. He had his sister came.
That's terrible, but I love it.
How do Muslims practice safe sex? They mark the camels they kick. What do you say to a Pakistani at Christmas? Quart of milk, a loaf of bread, and a pack of Marlboros, please. These are so terrible.
Would you like hard or soft pack?
What should Iraq get for its air defense system? A refund. Why don't they teach driver's ed and sex education on the same day in the Middle East? They don't want to wear out the camel. Why aren't there any Walmarts in Iraq? Because there's a target on every corner. What do you call a building full of Taliban? Hopefully a jail. The amount of joking about Islam should be like the amount of salt in one's food. All right. So anyhow, I'm going to come off the stage in a minute and leave some room for this. Here's some other ones. These are some Twitter jokes, that were out there. You like those Twitter jokes. I read that pigs only sleep on their right side, which finally explains why I can't get my wife to roll over. No, that's terrible. No.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, you know that awkward moment when someone asks you what's wrong and they're the problem? Yeah. Anyhow. Adolescence, when children start bringing up to their parents. I don't know. I didn't get that one at all. Now, wasn't it who said this? Kardashians. Now, whoever said money can't buy happiness didn't know where to shop.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a show that had no show tonight. Did anybody have a good time tonight so far? Anyone?
Oh, yeah.
Anyone?
Hey.
Yeah. We do this every week. There's nobody works on this at all. Okay, it's the show that nobody works on. You know. I mean, Seinfeld. At least they had a show about nothing, but they spent a few $1 million a week doing it. We spend no money and we don't do any work. We should be a major hit by now, don't you think? And we have somebody here who came for the first time, and he stayed, Louis J, because of Geo's putting this stuff up all over the internet. There are lots of people, and if you guys have a chance, go there and like it. We'd like to get a couple of likes in, because if we get like a lot of likes in, then we may find this to be on NBC. I don't think so. Never.
Lauren, I actually think he stayed because teleports are down right now.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Remember when teleports were down and you were somewhere you didn't want to be?
Yeah.
Like home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Facebook. Oh God. Yeah. They keep doing things. How many people still posting stuff on Facebook? Yeah, you can't remove any of it. You know that, right? It's there forever. Forever
No,
and
you
ever.
can delete it, but I'm sure it's in your
You can delete it?
archives. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just find it amazing, this ISIS or whatever, they have it up on Facebook so fast it's unbelievable, and they use Facebook. What are they going to do if they finally kill all the Americans? There's not going to be a Facebook. They can't put it on anything. What are they going to do? Stand around and have like Islam book, which nobody can read because you're not allowed to read it? Yeah. Well, let's see a
Face
couple more
scroll.
Islamic. What? Yeah.
Face scroll.
Yeah. Here are religious things to know, all right? Taoism, shit happens. Buddhism, if shit happens, it's not really shit. Islam, if shit happens, it's the will of Allah. Protestantism, shit happens because you don't work hard enough. Judaism, why does this shit always happen to us?
Boy.
That's a good one.
Hinduism, this shit happened before. Catholicism, shit happens because you're bad.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, shit happens, Rama Mama. Rama, I mean.
Oh.
TV evangelism, send more shit. Atheism, no shit.
Buy shit.
Jehovah Witness, knock knock, shit happens. Hedonism, there's nothing like a good shit happening. Christian Scientists, shit happens in your mind. Agnosticism, maybe shit happens and maybe it doesn't. Rastafarianism, let's smoke this shit. Existentialism, what is shit anyway? And Stoicism, this shit doesn't bother me. Yeah, my friend asked the mullah, how old are you? 40, replied the mullah. The friend said, you said that, the friend said you said the same thing 2 years ago. Yes, replied the mullah, I always stand by what I have said, whatever that is. I don't know, that's a stupid joke. Dumb joke. I'm going to come off the stage and let her get set up here. All right, let me get off the stage and let them get set up here. Come on up here and get set up. She's in the house. Jamie, did you pay her? Jamie,
He may not be here.
Nobody might
Not
be here,
on-
right?
I'll be
As a
right
matter of
back.
fact, nobody's in the entire place here. Right now, I've been talking to myself, and all of you have just left little laugh boxes on, and your computers have gone out and played. All right.
We're all alts. What did you say?